This is where it all starts, with the drawing tools. It is probably the most important part of your learning CorelDRAW. It will build the foundation of your capabilities to masterfully put your creative ideas to visual form using CorelDRAW. So, I strongly recommend that you spend as much time as you need to master each drawing tool. Because without that proficiency you will at best be able to create a very mediocre piece of work. But before you do that, let us get familiar with a few basic things. This, at the very top of your CorelDRAW screen, is your menu bar. If you right-click on it, you will see a pop-up menu window that allows you to activate or deactivate a few options in terms of which bars you would like to have visible in your setup. If the option for menu bar has a check mark against it, it means your menu bar is active. Click on it, and your menu bar vanishes. Let's bring it back. The next bar listed on the pop-up menu is the status bar. The status bar sits at the very bottom of your CorelDRAW screen. If your status bar reads something other than object details, here in the left corner, then click on this black triangle, and from the pop-up menu select Object Details. Now, click on one of the objects on your page, and you will be able to see some of the properties of that object displayed in this bar. Like the width and height of the selected object, and the placing of its center along the X and Y axis on the page, and that the object selected is an ellipse and is placed on layer 1. Its fill color in RGB or CMYK, as well as in hex value. Then it shows you the same information for the outline of this object, plus the thickness of the outline. It is 2 mm in case of this object. Now, select the 5-point star and have a look at the status bar. Again, it shows you the width and height of the selected object and the placing of its center along the X and Y axis on the page, and that it is a polygon with 5 sides. It is on layer 1. Then it shows that it has a gradient fill and that it has no outline. Listed next in the pop-up menu, immediately below the status bar listing, you have the standard bar. On your CorelDRAW screen, you will see the standard bar below the menu bar. It offers you options like Start a new document, Open a saved document, Save document, Print, Cut, Copy, and Paste, etc. Standard stuff. Next on the pop-up menu is the Properties bar. On your CorelDRAW screen, the Properties bar sits below the standard bar. The Properties bar displays values specific to the tool you pick in the Toolbox bar. Next, on the pop-up menu, you see the Toolbox bar listed. The Toolbox bar is the vertical bar on the left hand of your CorelDRAW screen. All these bars can be made visible or invisible from this pop-up menu. And, on the right side of your CorelDRAW screen are the dockers, where you get to dock various options for quick access. We will now talk about the Toolbox bar, the Properties bar and the dockers in some detail. Let's start with the Toolbox bar. Starting at the top, the black arrow is your pick tool. You will use this to select various objects on the page. And if you click on the little black triangle on the bottom right of the pick tool icon, it shows you a couple more options. These we will cover later in the series. The next tool below is the Shape tool. It has a keyboard shortcut of F10. You will use this to shape your drawings to the exact shape that you need. Clicking on the little black triangle on the bottom right of this icon reveals more shaping tools at your disposal. Next is the Cropping tool, used for cropping your drawing to what you want. Again, The little black triangle reveals more erasing tools that are at your disposal. Then comes the zoom tool with keyboard shortcut Z. This allows you to zoom onto a specific part of the drawing when needed. Hidden under the little black triangle is the pan tool with keyboard shortcut H. One below, you have the line tools. Keyboard shortcut F5. The first option here is the freehand tool. Hidden behind the little black triangle are all the other line tools that you will be learning about. After this, you have the artistic media tool. Keyboard shortcut I. We will be covering this in great detail as well. Next comes the rectangle tool with keyboard shortcut F6. Hidden behind the little black triangle is the three-point rectangle tool. Below, you have the ellipse tool. Keyboard shortcut F7. And behind the little black triangle, you'll find the three-point ellipse tool. Following that, you have the polygon tool with the keyboard shortcut Y. And if you click on the little black triangle on this icon, it reveals a bunch of other shape tools, such as the star tool, the complex star tool, graph paper tool with keyboard shortcut D, spiral tool with keyboard shortcut A. Go through all the other choices and familiarize yourself with them. We will be covering them later in this section. Below this you have the text tool with keyboard shortcut F8. Hidden behind the little black triangle is the table tool to design and create tables. Then you have the dimensions tool. This you will use to get the precise measurements of your drawings when needed. Below this you have the line connector tools to be used when creating flowcharts. One below is the drop shadow tool. Hidden behind the little black triangle are more effect creating tools. Then you have the transparency tool to create various transparencies in your drawings when needed. Then comes the color eyedropper tool to sample colors when needed. Hidden behind this is the attributes eyedropper tool that can be used to copy various attributes of one object and apply them exactly to another object. We will leave the last two for now. You will learn about them a bit later. Let us now talk about the properties bar. As mentioned earlier, the properties bar displays various adjustable properties of the tool you select in the properties bar. So, the details on this bar will change depending on the tool you have selected from the toolbox bar. Finally, the dockers. Your dockers sit on the right-hand side of your CorelDRAW screen. The CorelDRAW color palettes are displayed here. You can also customize to show the dockers you use the most and wish to have them handy for easy access. To do this, you can access the dockers menu by selecting Window from the menu bar. Then scroll down to Dockers and select the ones you like to have speedy access to. I will go ahead and select the ones I like to have handy. You can follow along and do the same, or select the ones that you prefer. From the Dockers bar, click on the Docker you wish to open. And the Docker expands to show you all the values that you can change to meet your requirements. Once done, simply click on the double arrows to minimize the Docker. With that intro done, let us dive into the drawing tools. Let us now proceed with the various line tools and how to use them. To continue on to the instructional video on line tools, please access the course Mastering Freehand Tool in CorelDRAW in this series. Or click on the link provided below in the description of this video.